Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's so serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Well, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Where my boys at? Where the men at? Where are you? What part of the world are you in today? We thank you so much for tuning in to We Got Issues. We are so grateful you're here. It's your girl, Katrina Harris Earl, coming to you from rainy Chicago. When I say it's raining and we have a wedding and a family reunion, it's supposed to be outside. Okay. Rain, rain. We need rain. I need to bring this rain to California and need to go away from Chicago just for a minute. We are so happy you're here. It is Fun Friday. It is Facts Friday. It is Freedom Friday. Whatever kind of Friday you want to talk about it. Today is Friday and we're excited we're here. And you got me, Katrina. I'm in the house. Sabrina is in the house looking fabulous in her blinged out hat. Okay. Chrisette is in the house. Gloria is in the house. And today we are talking about the art of negotiation. And honestly, y'all, really, this show, you really want, the show is the bomb because this is We Got Issues on 910 a.m. the Superstation. This is definitely a day that we want you to call in 313-778-7600. And we're talking about negotiation. And Sabrina said right before this, I don't know a lot about this topic. And I wanted to say to her, you the head chick negotiator, okay? When you talk, you negotiate. Always negotiating, which is what we're going to talk about, because a lot of times we think negotiation is you're buying a house, right? Or you're doing whatever. But negotiation, Sabrina, is talking your husband into where you're going to dinner tonight. Okay. Negotiation is really, we negotiate with ourselves when we are, putting our clothes on in the morning, what we're going to wear. But really, anytime two people are having a communication, there's a lot of negotiation, and it is proven that you are probably negotiating somewhere between 3 to 7 times every single day. So that's going to be one of the first things I'm going to ask the girlfriends after we finish our hot topics is, what are the negotiations you did just today alone? Just today alone. We are constantly negotiating. Believe it or not, I started my day negotiating with these ladies right up in here. Okay. We had a 2-hour negotiation. And so it just really is an exciting topic because you want to it's something you want to know how to do. Because if you don't learn and study the art of negotiation, you will pay too much and you will miss out on things that you want in life. You might not even marry the man you really want. Okay. Because Gloria, we always love her story. She was like negotiating. Don't you want to marry me? All right. We all negotiated. Trust me. I was negotiating. Okay. It happened. 12, 12, 12. That 12, 12 was a negotiation. So I am so grateful that we're here today. And thank you, whether you're tuning in. We think Nabiha was tuning in from Long Beach. We think, tell us where you're tuning in, whether you're listening to Facebook, just call us on a Friday and just say, I'm tuning in from here, and just give us some good news. We just want good news. We just want good news. So I'm passing it to you. Let's go across. Let me just go across. We got 3 in the Midwest right now. And then Gloria, we will go to you. So let's hear from Detroit, where the 910 a.m. Superstation is housed. Chrisette, them glasses. Okay. Those glasses. How you doing today, girlfriend?
I am doing well. Excited to be here. It is Friday. Can you hear me?
We got you now. I had
okay, great.
Earlier, so I didn't know if I was still having issues. Go ahead.
Okay, great. I said it is Friday. I'm so glad that it is the weekend. It is the weekend. Yesterday, had an amazing time hanging out with Gloria and her daughter in love, and at a wonderful car pickup. So it's just a reminder of what hard work pays off and the legacy that goes along with it. So that was really, really exciting. Tomorrow, I'm not sure, it's going to be, I got a wedding to go to tomorrow. So that's something exciting, something to look forward to.
That's
right?
good news. That's
And
good news. Yes.
yeah, that's good news.
Good
That's
in the
good
house.
news. Absolutely. And going to go to a political event in the morning, a breakfast for my cousin who's running for sheriff. So that's going to be exciting. So I got quite a few things I'm going to do on Saturday, but I'm excited to lean into this topic. I did not turn the news on today. Don't know a whole lot that's going on. Sometimes you just got to shut down. Sometimes you just tune into the show, your own show, to find out what's going on, because other girlfriends probably have listened to some news and they'll give us something exciting. But I'm absolutely excited about this topic, Katrina, the art of negotiation. We've all had to do it and we all can get better at it. So I'm going to throw it back to you, Katrina.
We got you. We got you. Yes.
It's an echo.
We have to be on Wi-Fi. And I came to my Chicago house and I forgot my Wi-Fi password. That's how long it's been since I've been here. Okay. So, uh-oh. But I say I got issues. The phone call dropped. The call dropped. Someone take it. The call dropped.
We can
Sabrina,
hear
what's
you.
happening,
We can
Sabrina?
hear you.
Sabrina, what's
Okay.
happening? What's happening, Sabrina?
Facebook, I don't
Lord.
know. I don't know. The phone, I don't know.
Can you hear me now, though? You can hear me? Okay, so you can hear me. So I am on the Comrex. Oh, Lord. Help us out. Call us at 313-778-7600. Right now, I am negotiating with my own self. Okay, get excited. Sabrina, how you doing?
I was doing great till I got all you and all your issues. Okay, you give me a headache. You are giving me a headache, Katrina.
Oh, man.
It's like maybe this should have been an encore day, but anyway, we're here one way or another. I'm good, Katrina. I'm good. Lord. It's been one of those days. Seriously. I put on my workout clothes to go work out, and I got a text saying, we have a meeting. So I said, okay, well, I'll go work out right after the meeting. I've been sitting at this desk in these same workout clothes. I mean, really, before
You got
this
issues.
show,
You got issues.
okay.
Sabrina, grab that cube, what's that thing called that we bought under the desk?
It's in a box. It's in a box in storage, okay? That little desk thing, whatever. So, I mean, y'all, it's just one of those days, but I'm glad that we're here. We can laugh about it. To all of our listeners out there, you got to laugh with your girlfriends. This is the sunshine in our day. When it's rainy and gloomy and life is heavy, we come on and we can laugh at one another. So I haven't been out of this office. I've been at this desk, haven't turned on the
Negotiating.
news. So I don't know if it's thunder. Like it's the weather's nice here. So if I look out my window, so
Oh my
take
goodness.
it away, Katrina.
Funny.
Gloria, who else we still have to meet? Who have we not heard
Gloria,
from today?
hopefully she is.
I'm here.
And got
I'm
it
here.
together today.
No, this is what I needed today. This is what I needed today, because this is some funny stuff right here. This is we got issues for real on every kind of level, every type of person. Okay, so my day started out in beautiful Detroit. Chris, thank you so much for coming. It was an amazing time. We totally enjoyed celebrating, So late. So then that celebration went on really long. It was fabulous. It was really fabulous because the car dealership in Detroit was the most impressive thing. Had a coffee shop in it and a boutique. We got to do a show just about them. So then anyway, so then I go to dinner with my kids and we just had a fabulous time. And then we got back to their house and we stayed up all night. You guys stayed up till like after 12. My flight was at 5 a.m. First level of negotiation. Take my makeup off or not. Take my clothes off or not. Just get up, shower in Detroit or shower when I get back to Baltimore. Serious negotiation. So then I got up, got on the plane, blah, blah, blah. Came home, had a great day. Okay, 2 funniest things that happened to me. Number 1, when I got on our meeting Zoom this morning, Sabrina said, "What's wrong with you? Why you have on that same dress for 4 days in a row?" I died laughing, okay? I died laughing because I wore it for 2 days trying to do carry-on, y'all. Trying to do carry-on. I don't care. If I'm in a city, even 24, I cannot manage carry-on. I have too much clothes. So then the second thing, y'all, this afternoon, my grandgirls are here. We went and saw that movie, The Minions.
Oh, yeah.
The little yellow. When I tell you, Gloria Mayfield Banks was on the floor. Ken was like, I kept hitting him over and over again. It was hilarious. Okay, so I'm ready. We got issues. Let's talk about negotiation.
We got issues. Well, the one point of news that is so good, Gloria, going to having all the kids together and it's not a holiday, you know, just hanging out. That was so amazing, and we all love watching your social media because I know all of y'all are following us on social media, and you will be able to keep up with the girlfriends and see what is happening. So we hear, you know, we already talked about it this morning when we met, that Ivana Trump passed away. And it's sad. I mean, I had to go and look and see if she was all 3 of the kids' mom. And she is all 3 of his adult children. So, you know, I didn't know he only had 2 baby mamas. Okay. So, and, you know, I mean, it was just, it's always very interesting.
Young,
Sad
so
situation,
young,
first of all.
so young.
She was so young. So young, and so sad. And it's always interesting because you always expect, you kind of wait to see what happened, and they didn't say anything. But then today I heard cardiac arrest and fell down the stairs. Is what they said.
I didn't hear about the cardiac part. I just heard fell down the stairs.
Fell down the stairs.
Fell down the stairs.
So yeah, I was like, well, we got issues, you know. So
what about the part of their story about how she was such a huge component of his real estate success? And they still talk to every week up to this date that she was supposedly the reason that he really made it in New York.
Yep. They interviewed Omarosa, and Omarosa herself said Donald talked to her every day, and she was the only one who he would listen to this day.
Wow.
She said
that's interesting.
Omarosa. Yep.
What network was she on, Sabrina?
I don't know. I read it.
You look at so much stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a whole other show. That's a whole other show when you are married, divorced, remarried, and you still best friends. You know, it doesn't mean that you're in a relationship.
Divorced and remarried again.
Friendship. Yeah, remarried again, and you still talking every day to the ex, you know? So that's a whole other conversation.
And one of our listeners says Trump has 3 baby mamas. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
He got 3 baby mamas.
Yeah, Tiffany.
Tiffany's mom. Tiffany's mom. That's
Maples.
right. Thank you, Alicia.
Maples.
Alicia's our fact finder. She will tell us when we right and tell us when we wrong. Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Well, we got issues. We are going to negotiate and go to this 2-minute break or so and pay some bills, and we'll be right back. And we're going to talk about the art of negotiation and some really cool stuff that I learned that will benefit you as well. So we'll be right back. Give us a call, 313-778-7600. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. We are back. Thank you, Jalen. Oh my gosh, we got it together. We are so calm, cool, and collected. But these chicks are funny. And I just want to say, you know, it's nothing like girlfriends. I started the day out today with these girlfriends and then went and met 3 other girlfriends at the Four Seasons in Chicago for brunch. And there's nothing like starting your day out right at the Four Seasons. Okay. Nothing like it. Even though it was raining, it was nice up in there and so exciting. So, but I tell you, I came home and it was immediate negotiation. It was immediate negotiation. I really thought I was going to get an afternoon nap in, and we had to go right into negotiating mode. So, how many of you would consider yourself to be great negotiators? That when you really have something on the line, are you the one that negotiates? Sabrina, do you leave that to Kenny? Who's the better negotiator? That would be you.
Well, you know what? It depends, because when he feels like it, and if it's important enough to him, watch out. Get out the way. He is on it, doggone it. And I'm like looking at him like, well, where did that come from? You know, he just is just not that interested in our other stuff. You know, it's like stuff I think he should be passionate about and negotiating. It's just not that important to him. But it'll be something of interest. He is the negotiator. Oh my goodness. Oh,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's
good. That's how I would say myself, because sometimes you can see negotiation as having to be hardcore, and I think there is an art to learning it. But I'd rather not be the negotiator. But if I have to be the negotiator, I feel okay about it. If I'm passionate, I feel the same way. But I would not say I'm the one.
Good at do you pay the price? I would say, would you guys agree that I pretty much pay the price? The price is the price. I would say of the 4 of us, Chris, you definitely pay the price. If Chris wants it, you go buy it at the price.
Listen. Okay, so
you'll pay more.
But no, not necessarily. Sometimes I will say sometimes.
Well,
but
Gloria,
let me tell you, Gloria is really, really good. So let me tell y'all the story about Gloria. We were in Italy, and Gloria wanted to go shopping. So she don't really shop. So I don't even know how we hooked up for a shopping trip, but she had some money that was burning in her pocket, and she was ready to pull the trigger. She was going to buy some fabulous clothes in Italy.
Fabulous.
I mean, where else would you go but Italy to buy some amazing clothes? So we found this boutique. And when I tell you, literally, I think Gloria had to give me a napkin to wipe the saliva off of my face. Because when I walked in, I mean, it was just like the most beautiful clothes you wanted to lay your eyes on. And it was like, run over here. Look at this. Oh, look at this. And Gloria knows when I get excited about shopping, I can make anybody buy anything. I mean, these outfits were absolutely amazing. So I'm pulling this. Gloria, you got to try this on. I'm looking at the tag. I'm like, this is the trip that I tell her to try everything on. I'm not trying on anything. So I'm pulling all of this stuff. And she goes in. Gloria looks drop dead gorgeous. I'm like, and so she's piling. I'm getting this. And I'm sitting there saying, that's my gold poster. One day I'm going to pile it up like that and just give a gold card and say, I want it all. So I'm waiting to see, so Gloria's like, well, how much, is everything? So the lady does her calculations, and it's a boatload. You can imagine. And so Gloria says, well, what's going to be my discount? And it got real quiet. And the lady said, with her Italian accent, discount, there is no discount. And I mean, I'm going to say it was probably over $5,000 easily worth of clothes. And she said, there's no discount. And when I tell you, I almost clutched my pearls. Gloria was like, okay, well, I'm not getting anything. And I was like, you're not getting anything? She said, no.
Y'all, she freaked out.
Not like you can come back next week. Okay. We are in Italy. Okay. You can't come back next week.
No, you ain't gonna give me no deal off of all of that.
To me, I don't think I could have done that. I'm just being honest. When I say she left everything there, and we had been in there over an hour. And I'm
yeah.
like, first of all, the lady should have given her a discount, but I just couldn't believe. Gloria's like, okay,
Right.
bye-bye. I was attached to every single outfit.
Take a
No,
picture.
no,
Take a picture.
She walked away.
But that story does remind you that you can become a negotiator even if you're uncomfortable, if you know you're right and you're passionate about it. And I was more passionate about the fact that you can give me a deal with that much more than I was passionate about the money itself. I deserve a deal. I deserve at least a piece of negotiation. That should be part of the lesson. When do you even act like you're negotiating when you know that you're not? I might have bought something if I said, she said, well, but she was like, no. I was like, no.
She was out.
Your hard no is my hard no. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I am telling you, have you guys heard of well, we've all heard of masterclass. The term masterclass has become like Kleenex, everybody is doing a masterclass, but there is the masterclass, like the real masterclass. It is an app, or you can get it. Well, I subscribed to the masterclass, and I actually was at the Global Leadership Summit. Was the first time that I met Chris Voss. And so this topic came about from the masterclass. Chris Voss is an FBI kidnapping negotiator. He is the lead international kidnapping negotiator, one of the world's most dangerous criminals in some of the most high pressure situations imaginable. He negotiates with them. So when I tell you, he leads a group called the Black Swan Group, and he has a masterclass on the art of negotiation. So I really like him, and have always liked listening to him. So I took this course, and I was like, some of these things, I mean, he just takes it to the next level. He says everything in life is negotiation. Human nature moves. Human nature has particular movements, and they apply to all people, and you have to understand them. He says whether you're negotiating with a bride or whether you're negotiating with a terrorist, it's still human nature. And so part of in that particular situation is understanding the human nature. He says we negotiate all day long. Anytime you can say yes or no to someone, you ask a question that they can say yes or no to, it's negotiation. If you say, I want this or I need this, you're negotiating 3 to 7 times a day. A lot of people have a stereotype about a negotiator as a jerk or someone who's the loudest or is taking. But really, when you become the master at negotiating, it can be a win-win versus a win-lose. It's not just who gets the most. He says that it's not me against you. It's the situation. The issue is the problem, not the person. So the adversary is not the problem. It's the situation. And so negotiating is really important. Your body language, your speech patterns, and how you can bend reality. And honestly, with us being in sales, I mean, there's just basic things that we've all learned about negotiation. Like we've gotten comfortable with silence. We learn after you ask a closing question, the next person who talks typically takes the product home. Like there's just certain things that we learn. And I think after doing this for so long, I know it's impacted my negotiation skills. I wouldn't say it's my best skill compared to some of my girlfriends. Like one of my girlfriends that y'all know, Angelique, if it's a choice between me and her, she's going to be a negotiator always. But in many situations, like I think I'm really good at negotiating. When like you said about Kenny, when it's really something I want, I've learned how to pause. So one of the things to learn it's called tactical empathy. And this is when you have a trust-based influence. So one of the things that you do in tactical empathy, which we do, whether we realize it or not, is called mirroring. And mirroring is one of the most simple yet effective techniques in negotiating. And it's just real simple, where you say something and I repeat the last 3 or 4 words to what you said. Tony Robbins teaches it too, in terms of mirroring. When you're on a date and someone crosses their legs and you a couple seconds later cross your legs. We do this subconsciously, but when you learn to do it consciously, it can feel awkward. But he says if it feels awkward, don't stop. It's not manipulating, but you can totally get the upper hand in negotiation when you mirror somebody. So that is one thing. What is one thing you think you do well in negotiating? Who wants to add? What's something that you do when you're negotiating that helps you in the situation?
Yeah, I just dealt with that actually today. today. I was dealing with the hotel, and this woman had not been real free and open. She'd been kind of tight, just we weren't connecting well. But today I felt a breakthrough because you said, "Girl, okay, that was good." I had to look at the phone like she said, "Girl," like, okay, we're connecting here. Okay. I mean, seriously, when you connect with people, you get more. But when you're tight and they're not feeling you and you're not feeling them, it's like what do you want? It's like a brick wall. So I really felt some traction today. Like, okay. And then you know what? I started getting favors. She was nicer. She started loosening up the negotiation a bit, because 3 days ago it was, no, these are the rules. These are our COVID rules. And this is the way it has to be. Yeah. And so I felt victorious today after that breakthrough.
That was awesome. I mean, when you watch this masterclass, he even shows you how you say things when she says, these are the rules, and you say, so those are the rules. And they reply and they give you more information, and they say, because it has to be that way. So it has to be that way. And as he's role playing and was doing it, it's like they begin to pour, they explain more, they tell you more about it. Master, we're going to talk about it when we come back, how you even mirror in an email. I took this crazy email class, and you can mirror in an email when you want to get, especially folks in corporate, email is big in how you negotiate back and forth. A lot of people don't even want to talk to you. So we're going to talk more about the art of negotiation, because you can get what you want and you don't have to pay the price. The price is not always the price. Okay. You don't always have to walk out and leave all the clothes on the table. We'll be right back. right, we are back from the commercial break. The girls are here. Awesome. We want to give a big shout out because not only do we have one, but we have two board operators in the background today. We've got Jalen and we've got Giovanni. We appreciate you so much for taking care of us because we got issues without y'all. Okay, we appreciate it. We're talking today about the art of negotiation. All four girlfriends are here, and it's a negotiation just to get all four of us up in here today. But one of the techniques we were talking about, which is really good, and a lot of times we do it subconsciously, but study it and learn it. Mirroring is one of the most simple yet effective techniques in any negotiator's repertoire. Through simple repetition, Chris Voss, who I'm kind of picking this from, I read his book, How You Can Gather Vital Information in a Negotiation and Put Your Counterpart at Ease. So he would use this a lot in negotiating with terrorists and bank robbers. And so mirroring is building rapport, and it's just simply repeating the last 3 to 5 words in a great tone of voice. And interesting people are interested. There's something people say, interesting people are interested. So this, the way the receiver receives it is genuine curiosity. And it's a great way to trigger people to talk more. And when people give you more information, it can give you the upper hand in negotiating. So it can turn negotiating from a wrestling match into a dance. So since we're not Kenny Monday, we want to dance on the dance floor versus wrestling. And so there was a time, it's not as much now, but there was a time in business that I did a lot of business and booking clients through email. So I would figure out why is, I'm not getting a great result. So I studied this woman who talked about email. And one of the things she said is you can mirror an email. Pay attention to how somebody types the email to you. So if they say, for example, if you get an email from Sabrina, it's going to look one way. From Chris, it's going to look one way. From me, it's going to be real short. But if someone says hi, you say hi. If they say hello, you say hello. If they say hello, Katrina, with a comma and no space, you kind of mirror that same way in when you reply to the email. And certainly, if they write a short email, do not reply with a long email.
Okay, so let me ask a question. Does that apply to text messages? Because I promise you, I will write Chuck a good paragraph, and it's gonna be one word with maybe one emoji. I'm like, I wasted a whole paragraph, and I get that's great, thumbs up. I'm like, can we have a little bit more conversation?
But go back to when he was dating you and he was trying to negotiate sealing that deal. I bet you he would have written a couple paragraphs to your paragraph.
I don't know. Maybe that's just a guy thing. I don't know.
I think so.
Yes, no.
If they're interested or not interested, what do you guys think?
I think text is different. I think you got the dictation or you got the text. And texting, sometimes I want to get back to you and reply, but I don't have time for long conversation. I do think it's a personality. Some people really like to talk on text, and some people don't. I don't know if it's a man or woman thing. What y'all think?
And if they're not on an iPhone, I'm really not getting. You're not gonna get a long text because I can't use my voice. Okay.
Right.
And then Katrina, she loves voice texting. It's like. And if I'm on the phone, I can't hear her.
Right.
I'm like, chick, if you want to communicate, you got to write some words.
That's a problem,
okay?
Katrina, and we never told you so.
Too many words. I can type on the computer, but I can't. My fingers don't.
How come you don't do the dictation?
I could do more dictation. I guess I could try doing more dictation, but it seems to come out wrong. So, and then I got to go back because I know I'm sending it to Sabrina, and if it's spelled wrong,
but you need to try it.
She's negotiating. She's negotiating.
Negotiating. So another thing that comes with the art of negotiation is, we talked about building relationships. Establishing the relationship is so important. The wise negotiator establishes the relationship, and you can establish a relationship as simply as asking the person's name is the beginning in any negotiation of establishing a relationship, because wanting to get favor when you're checking into a hotel, or whatever it is, getting the Uber driver to bring you a little bit further down the street than you put in the app. Everything is negotiation. And so, Gloria, we certainly learned that from you. I know you talk about you love to have other people negotiate, but you are a master negotiator. You are. So what are some things that make a difference for you?
Well, when you first started the show, I was thinking of the difference between a good negotiator and a person who's really good at persuasion skills. And so I think there might probably, you need to be a good persuader to be a good negotiator, or you have great negotiation tactics that compensate for the fact that you may not be as persuasive, and what's persuasion. So I've always thought I was persuasive, especially when I'm feeling really passionate about something. I think I'm persuasive, and I think I have the art of negotiation in my persuasion skills, how much I listen or how much I ask questions. I was going to say that I bet we could take a piece of this conversation and each of us identify or confirm what other people's negotiating skills are, because we've negotiated so much together collectively that we have a rhythm to our negotiation, and it works the same every single time, and it's very effective. But I would say persuasion skills and asking questions is a big piece.
That's really good. This one comes in handy when you are feeling a negative vibe from someone or a negative emotion. And he called this one the most MacGyver skill in negotiation. We all love MacGyver, and it's very simple. It's called label it, and there's a science behind it. There's something in our brain called the amygdala, AMYGDALA, the amygdala. It's a little tiny organ in the middle of your head, and they did all these studies around it, and it's the nerve center of our emotions. And so this neuroscience study, they showed people negative pictures, things that would just trigger negative emotions. And they watched the electrical triggers in the brain. And what happened when they just asked the person, what are you feeling? And they label it, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling angry, that makes me mad. When they label it, it literally decreases the negativity in their brain. It's real interesting. Wow. So when someone is feeling charged up, just letting them say, how are you feeling, decreases that feeling. And it's interesting when it comes to positivity, it works the other way. When you label positivity, it increases positivity. When you label negativity, it lowers the negativity. So if someone's feeling mad, just getting them to say they're feeling mad decreases their madness. I thought, wow. So that's also important to say. It kind of makes sense, because when people store in their emotions and don't say it, don't label it, we know that that's not healthy, right? So I thought that was a good tip for negotiation, is just asking somebody, what are you feeling in that situation? Or to say, I feel that this is really bothering you. What are you feeling? And getting them to say it can disarm a real charged situation, because nobody likes to negotiate when it's an uncomfortable situation, right? That's the most uncomfortable. So that is a really important skill. Another thing that you can do in negotiation, you establish a relationship, and always choose, they say, we know this, always choose honey over vinegar. You'll do better with honey than you will with vinegar, but the honey must be genuine. You can't just bring on the compliments and lavish people if it's disingenuous. That doesn't get you far. So find something nice to say, okay, to build that. That's really, really, really important. What would you say the last or a good example, Chris, for you of negotiating, something that you have had to negotiate that maybe went well or didn't go well?
Well, you know what? I'm thinking about how often we have to, negotiate with our children. And Gloria, I don't know, and maybe you have a funny story to talk about negotiating with your grandkids. And you might think, negotiate, you just tell them to do this, that, and they better do it. But sometimes it's not. You do find yourself negotiating with them. And I so remember when Kiera she was in preschool, and she couldn't have been, but maybe she was before elementary school, so she had to be 4, maybe going on 5. And here's the music. I'll continue my story.
We want to hear, because I'm telling you, some of the best negotiators are 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 10-year-olds. Kids
There you go.
are really good at
Teenagers
when they really want some teenagers. So we're going to talk about it. You got to step up your game if you got teenagers, because they will try to negotiate and you got to be able to negotiate back. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. We are back, and we have got to hear about the negotiation of the kids. We got to hear about the negotiation, kids and negotiating. But right before that, Gary, are you still there? Are you still there? Thanks for calling. We got issues. Is Gary still there? All right, Gary. Thanks. Let us know what you got on your mind.
Okay.
First of all, I want to say, Lady Ellen, sweet negotiator. I just want to compliment on her when it's time to take care of people, she does. And I can say that from experience, and I'm going to say it again, because so many people don't. when it's time to take care of people and take care of business, she does. And on the negotiation, and on the negotiating part, no, she's so nice. Because there's nothing like, I don't care how sweet people are, how popular they are, how rich they are. If you don't know how to treat people, you're lower than whatever your standard you think you're at. And I just want to lift her and appreciate it and praise her for taking care of business when business needs to be taken care of. And I only not seen her, but I've actually witnessed in that. But I want to back up and talk about this negotiation that y'all do every day on your husbands, on your boyfriends, on your children. Because when y'all want to negotiate, subliminal messages is the strongest key. And when y'all want a mink stove or a different color car, a Negro will break his neck, back, and toes when he's a real man, a gentleman, and a real husband. And I've watched it over the years, the difference between a man and a male. Not somebody buying you something to impress you. Somebody buying you something to appreciate you. Don't be a bought woman. Be an earned woman. Negotiate out of love and not out of greed. Negotiate, hear me good. Negotiate out of respectful love and not out of greed and suffering. If you make him suffer, you're weakening the man that you want to be a strong man. If you do it out of love, you notice what he can handle and what he can grow to appreciate doing for you. When you do it out of greed and unnecessity, you become in his mind and in the atmosphere out of greed, you become selfishly motivated and unappreciated from the person that you may not be. And all I'm saying, and I hope somebody's listening, when we use subliminal messages, make sure you're not tricking him, but you're loving him. I hope that made sense to you. Because negotiation misappropriated will be negotiation. The misrepresentation of appropriation will always end up in disaster. And all I think that goes both ways. Don't think that goes both ways. Same. All I said to yeah, and I know y'all always got to push it, but you're right. You're absolutely right. Men ought not negotiate out of greed or selfishness, but love, passion, and desire to please us, not me. If you're pleasing me, you're not in us. If you're pleasing we, you're not only grow. No, but I'm trying to say this as clean as I can. The satisfaction, y'all get what I'm saying. The satisfaction of a week gives you extended pleasure. I'll put it that way. Gives you extended pleasure. If you want to know why a man ain't doing what he needs to do, look how you doing what you need to do, or vice versa. If the man ain't doing right, if the woman ain't doing right, it's not what I'm doing, it's what you're promoting me doing. And we're human. We sometimes negotiate a result we really don't want. Do it again. We negotiate though.
This is so good. We only have a few minutes before the end of the show. And we so appreciate it.
Negotiation is important. And when you do it well, it could be a win-win. And when you do it not well, it can be a lose-lose for both. Absolutely. So we so appreciate you calling in. It actually goes right to this, Gary. It's called the 70-38-55 rule. And 7 plus 38 plus 55 equals 100. 7% is the spoken word, 38% is the tone of voice, and 55% is your body language. And so it's so important. It's not just the words you say, but when he was talking about from a point of love, that can have a lot to do with the tone of your voice and the body language, you know, how you speak and share. So thank you, Gary, for calling in and giving us the, the tea on negotiating, because one of the places we negotiate most is in our daily relationships with our husband, with our spouse, and with our kids. So thank you. Thank you. Lady Chrisette, go on. Always, he gave you some major props. So just a few minutes. Tell us about Kiera. Were you talking about Kiera?
Yeah, I said when she was little, I mean, she would announce to me that I didn't know how to pick out her clothes, and this didn't match and that didn't match. And I said, I have been around for over 20 years longer than you. How you going to tell me what matches and what doesn't match? So I negotiated and I said, I tell you what, I'll pick out 3 days of your clothes and you can pick out 2. And I promise you, I said, I don't care if it don't match, if the shoes don't match, you get to pick 2 days. And then the last thing I'll say, Buddy, my son Charles, we call him Buddy, he's a master negotiator. When he wanted to get his master's degree, he came and had a sit down with Chuck and I, and he said, listen, this is how I've worked it out. He said, how about you pay 1 month of my tuition, Mom, you pay a month of tuition, and then I'm gonna pay a month of tuition. And I was like, what? And you know what? We did, because he had some skin in the game. So when it was time to pay tuition, Chuck paid 1, I paid 1, and Buddy paid 1. And you know what? We did it because he put some skin in the game. He paid some of his tuition as well. But that was a great negotiator.
And the way he came to you.
Pay it.
And the way he came to you. You know?
He absolutely did. So I always thought about that and said that was a good negotiation. So he has absolutely no student loans.
Wow. One quick tip on negotiating before we go, the tone. We were talking about the tone of your voice. The assertive voice, you want to use that voice. That's a declarative, straight up voice delivered like a punch in the nose. It can always be counterproductive. So be careful how you use your assertive voice. In negotiating, there's a playful, accommodating voice. This voice is a bearer of truths delivered gently. It promotes collaboration. This should be your go-to voice in negotiations. Then he calls it the late night FM DJ voice. This voice is straightforward with a soothing downward lilt. It's best employed when establishing points of negotiation that are immovable. And it's real interesting when you see him use it, where he's role playing. He plays some actual negotiations with terrorists that he's playing on the cassette tape, and you can hear how he's using it. There's the inquisitive voice. There's the declarative voice. Getting good at using your voice in negotiation can make a big difference, because after all, it is over 38% of communication when you're negotiating. So today, I promise you, you will negotiate something on your Friday, something on your Saturday. Can we negotiate with the rain in Chicago for the for the picnic to be good tomorrow? I want to thank you all for tuning in to We Got Issues. And I promise you, we do have issues, but we will be back on Monday to solve some more issues. Have a great weekend. Peace out.